I really shouldn't have made it onto the time frame I gave myself, but here we are. I was supposed to have the day off, and usually I get home sooner than I do today from work. But they had me cover for someone here on the good old Veterans Day. So I didn't get to run around and abuse my active duty privileges for free food. I just got back. The best way I can explain how just got back I am is my hair is still wet from the shower, and I can feel my forearms heating up because I had just gotten off my bike. My arms are cooking. The body's like, what the fuck, man? You were outside, it was cold, there was wind, you were pedaling, and now you're indoors and I don't have to keep doing the heat you up thing? Anyway, let us continue some good old Fate, because I was looking forward to it the entire time I was stuck at work. uh, Although I might be in a slight amount of pain. I'll even prepare some food, but it's just mashed potatoes. But it's too hot for me to eat right now. It's lunchtime. Lunchtime. I forget how far back that. Our school is quite the cafeteria, and most of the students eat lunch here. But there's some old-fashioned students who still bring their own lunches, including myself and the student council president sitting in front of me. How do I do this? Oh, nothing. Okay. Emiya, can I have some of your fried chicken? My lunch is kind of lacking in protein. How dare you take my chicken? Fine. Why is your lunch always so plain, you say? I know you live in a temple, but there's no rule that prohibits you from consuming alcohol or meat, right? Absolutely not. That idea is anachronistic. Anachronistic words. This is just how my father does things. He's still talking. According to him, a young priest should not indulge themselves in luxuries, and if I want to complain, I should do something about it. So I'm actually considering joining the circus one of these days. Hey, you should. Sounds like you old man. Dude, you ever been to like a traveling circus? Those people are fucking wild, dude. The 1 second they're on stage, doing fancy wild-ass acrobatics, or like changing costumes 3 times, and the next second they're behind the stall during the intermission. Like, oh, weren't you just up on Stage? Yeah, can I have a candy apple? And then they're back on stage, and you're like, oh, whoa, what the fuck? That little Filipino man really going nuts. I love the circus. They're fucking awesome. Yeah, I got distracted. Issei's father is the priest at Ryodo Temple, a larger-than-life figure who's also friends with Fujine's grandfather. Anyone who gets along with old man Fujimura can't possibly be normal. Well then, here you go. You owe me. I passed my bento box to him. See, that's one of the things that's like kind of hard for me to get much sustenance of is like meat. So I just kind of consume protein powder and vitamins and carbs. My diet is shit right now, man. I don't have a kitchen. I mean, there's the outdoor kitchen, but I also hate socializing more than I hate preparing food. Or like, I love preparing food, but I hate doing it out in the open with people. I don't know how to explain this. I wouldn't want to do it in a public kitchen, if that makes sense. That's like access to the entire little apartment complex. And before someone's like, get an air fryer, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Yep. Much thanks. This is pretty much begging for alms. Alms? Issei bows deeply. Honestly, you question whether I should be reminded that he's the son of a priest at times like this. Oh, by the way, did you hear about the commotion at the 2nd District? Around the intersection. You and I part ways going home? The intersection? Could it be that same intersection where I saw the police cars this morning? Apparently, there was a murder there. I don't know the details, but only one child out of a family of 4 survived. Both parents and the older sister were stabbed to death, but by some sort of long weapon instead of typical knives. Long weapon? Does he mean a sword or something? If it's a murder, then that weapon killed the parents and the older sister. I can't help but imagine it. Someone sneaks in the house late at night. Unreasonable violence. A horrible nightmare the victim neither imagined nor wished for. Like a traffic accident. The parents are slaughtered, the older sister falls victim without knowing what is happening. A lone child, hidden in the shadows, is covered in their family's blood. Holy shit, Emiya! Calm the fuck down. I mean, you're not wrong, but... Dude, you don't have to suffer like this. Issei. Did they catch the murderer? This doesn't look like it. Accident stemming from faulty construction in Shinto, and now a murderer with something like a sword here. Guess no wonder the school curfew is... what's wrong, Emiya? Did you choke on your lunch? Huh? Nothing, why do you ask?
厳しい顔をしていたのでな。少し驚いた。すまん。食事時の話ではなかったな。
Well, you had a stern look on your face, which surprised me. Sorry, I shouldn't bring this up while we're eating. Issei apologizes and tries to lighten the mood. Actually, don't mind topics like this, and didn't realize I was looking so severe. And then there's a gentle knock on the student council room's door. Sorry, is Ryodo here? Yes, what is it, sir? Mr. Kuzuki enters and Issei steps over to him to have a quiet conversation. It must be a casual student council matter, since Issei looks relaxed. Look at that. It's something I don't see every day. Issei is surprisingly shy. He keeps his distance from classmates and even teachers, but for some reason, he's warmed up to the student council advisor, Mr. Kuzuki. Maybe they get along because they're both straight-laced. Soichiro Kuzuki is the homeroom teacher for Class 2A, and he's very serious and kind of weird. Some part of that is probably why he and Issei get on so well. The two continue to talk. As I watch them, I can't stop thinking about the murder. Class is in, and it's time to go home. See, what Imiya's doing right now is the typical male need to imagine defending people or dying trying. I can't wander around because I have work today. I shouldn't do anything at school. I should head straight to the neighboring town, but maybe the morning's conversations bothered me more than I realized. The next thing I know, I'm at the Kyoto Club. What the hell am I thinking? Mitsuzuri said Rin Tosaka frequently visits. Well, that. I hadn't thought of that. But I think it'd be a problem if Shinji got violent against Tosaka. Shinji's unstoppable when he gets mad. Shinji lashing out at Tosaka because she rejected him would be bad. Well, I don't know exactly how, but it'd just be bad. Oh, Tosaka's not even here. Tosaka's nowhere to be found around the dojo. Mitsuzuri, you're worried for nothing. Who's not here? I'm asking. Who's not here? Issei, who I thought I'd parted ways with, is standing right next to me. Why are you here, Issei? Don't scare me like that. I saw you snooping around the dojo and couldn't help but come check it out. So, who are you saying is not here? Well, it's Tosaka. I heard she had a spy with Shinji yesterday, so I wanted to make sure things were okay. That's so. Giving up more information that you have to is kind of suspicious for you. I only asked you. Who wasn't here? What? It's none of your business what I do around here. Actually, that's kind of like a tism thing to like over-explain because you usually get in trouble a lot. So you try to explain your full reasoning because you're used to getting in trouble. So you tend to over-explain things. Laughs and memories. That's pointless, Emiya. Tosaka isn't here. She cut class today. What? A class? So, she's absent? I see. Wait, Issei, why do you think she cut class? That's not the sort of thing she'd ever do. Of course she would. She's not the type to ever get sick. If you want to know what I think, she's bad. Don't let her looks fool you, Emiya, or she'll swallow you whole. Somehow, what Issei's saying irritates me. I may not know Tosaka that well, but I don't think she's a bad person. Watch what you say, Issei. You know Tosaka's not like that. Have you got a secret crush on Tosaka too? My apologies if so. Forget what I said. A secret crush? Like hell. Don't make assumptions. I'm just worried she's going to stir up some trouble. So, you came here to sweep in and stop Shinji from attacking Tosaka. You really were going to take on some dirty work for nothing. It's not my place to say this, but you got bad taste, Emiya. I'm unscathed so far because nothing happened. But Issei, what was that crap you were saying? Huh? That having the hots for Tosaka is in bad taste? Yeah, bad. Tosaka's popular. I haven't heard any bad rumors about her. No, you haven't. And that's what bothers me. What part bothers you? Everything about her. That woman's a vixen, a minx, a monster. Anyway, I instinctually dislike her. My advice for you is to not fall for her. You're the one who always warns everyone not to talk about people behind their back. Oh, come on. This hardly counts as gossip. We've been talking loud enough for others to hear. No wonder I sense people watching us. Well, that's a relief. I'm really glad Tosaka's absent today. Issei, please, can we talk a little quieter? If you say so. Understood. But I'll have you know, my words were hardly slander. I just wanted to let you know that I'm wary of Rin Tosaka. Everything I said is just my own personal opinion. And personal opinions like that, by the way, can get you kicked in the nuts, but I mean, who's who's kicking right now? Yet you use words like vixen and minx. I'm pretty sure minx is definitely the derogatory term. It depends. I know some people that go by that, actually. Usually they're lesbians. So I mean, if I ever want to know how to beat a woman, I should just ask mom. Don't worry about it, it's a compliment. There are good vixens and monsters too, you know. Okay, but you didn't say minx again. I simply use those terms to describe her in a good way. Issei. Context is everything, and you're not... I don't know who's more autistic right now. Emiya or Issei. Because Issei is being quite literal with his words, but trying to make it have a different context that... I don't know. Whatever. I'm going to get confused and go in circles. Issei laughs.
それではな。俺は生徒会室に戻るが、エミヤはバイトだろう。
My food cooldown?
ところで道草を食っている暇はなかろう。
Yes, it did. I'll see you later. I'm going back to the student council room. But you're going to your job, right? You really shouldn't waste your time hanging around here then. I will momentarily pause so I can actually eat my food because... hungry. Okay, food consumed. Issei leaves, calm and composed. Perhaps because he felt satisfying, having said everything he wanted to say. I have known him for 2 years now, but honestly, I still don't get the guy. I ride the bus from school for 20 minutes. I arrive at Shinto, a neighboring town across the bridge. Oh, it's not even 5 yet. I still have some time. There aren't many part-time jobs in the residential area of Miyama, but there are plenty in Shinto since it's a developing area. Our school allows students to hold part-time jobs, so I take on simple jobs. I prefer my jobs to be physical, and the tougher and shorter they are, the better. I get paid, all while training my body, so it's like killing two birds with one stone. Yeah, today I'll work from 5 to 8 o'clock for a simple loading job. It may just be 3 hours of work, but it feels more like 6 hours since they make you work without a minute's rest. That's like, oh god. Any kind of loading and helping with supply. And you just hear, yep, you need a working party. I wonder how well I'd be able to speak if I started to chew gum during this. Which means I need to rest when I have the opportunity, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Walking around aimlessly would be a waste of energy, so I decide to rest at a park until it's time. The park is nestled between buildings, and it's like a giant plaza full of trees and shrubbery. A park should typically be filled with families and couples during weekends and holidays, but this one is deserted at this hour. In fairness, this place is always desolate, no matter the day or time. This place is the same, as always. A sigh and exasperation. The area is unkept, and it's really pretty ugly compared to other places that are properly landscaped and maintained. I think it looks nice. Then again, I'm like literally Halloween all day, every day. If I can love my gothic aesthetic, and so dead things look nice. As if the desolate location had set the mood. The wind itself below is cold and harsh. This place is the remnant of the great catastrophe that happened 10 years ago. It's the very place where I was saved from the brink of death. Why don't they seed some grass here or something? It's a shame to keep it like this. The area is quite large, so if they leveled it, there'd be plenty of space to work on the park. I sit down on a bench as I think. With nothing else to do, I stare out over the burned area to pass the time. I don't remember anything that happened here. The only thing I remember is that it was hot, and I couldn't breathe. And that some people died trying to save others. I wonder why that happened. One adult here died because they were trying to save a child from a burning house. Another person was offered all of the available water to extinguish their raw, parched throat, while others in the same situation died. Someone here tried to flee the fire as fast as they could, but the people left behind died. And someone died here because they gave whatever it was that kept them alive to someone they didn't even know. I don't like thinking about that. Just thinking about people trying to help and becoming victims for their trouble makes me angry. Is it too much to ask for everyone to be saved? For them to get their happy ending afterward? I don't want us to see people peacefully prevail. Why can't that happen? Oh, Emiya.
それは難しい。シロの言っていることは誰も彼も救うということだからね。
That's a tough one. What you're essentially saying is that you want to save everyone. That was Kyutsuku's response to the question when a very young me asked him. As a child, I obviously refused to accept that idea. But you saved me, Kyutsuku. I knew you were a magician, and you could do anything. I knew you were a champion of justice, who wouldn't let anyone suffer, and you did it, without asking for any reward. That's why I've always believed You managed to save everyone back then. In response to me shouting this at him, Kiritugu looked more troubled than I'd ever seen him, and said something I remember to this day.
シロ、誰かを救うということは誰かを助けないということなんだ。いいかい？正義の味方に助けられるのはね、正義の味方が助けた者だけなんだよ。当たり前のことだけど、これが正義の味方の定義なんだ。
Shiro, saving one person means you don't save someone else. Listen, being saved by a champion of justice only means you're one of the few they managed to reach. It might be obvious, but that's what a champion of justice is. Yeah, I get that. And now that's been pointed out, it seems so obvious. Imagine if there was a burglar and some hostages, and the burglar intends to kill the hostages. Under normal circumstances, a majority of the hostages would probably die. But if by some miracle all the hostages were saved, there's someone who didn't get saved. The burglar. Of course, since saving the hostages was done at the cost of his life, the people the Champion of Justice saves are only those whom the Champion of Justice deems to save. That's why saving everyone is impossible. Even God can't do that. Especially if it's a natural disaster. No person is able to save everyone and everything. The fire 10 years ago was just like that. As someone who was miraculously saved from the incident, it wasn't my place to say anything at this point. But I still don't like it. I don't want anything like that. I don't like the idea that there's a limitation to who can be saved. No matter how impossible it may be, I need to reach out to help. I can't stand to see people around me die. Like back then. If the person I am now had been there 10 years ago, I would have thrown myself into the fire. But then, I would have died. And for nothing. And that would have happened for sure. Jeez. I can't even fantasize in my head. Oh crap, I can't believe it's already 5. The bell in the distance rings, chiming at 5 o'clock. I get up from the bench and hurry to my part-time job. By the time I'm done working, the sun has long since set. It's a little before 8 o'clock. I finished about 10 minutes earlier because I kind of overworked myself. Maybe it's because I stopped by that park before work. It might have motivated me to push myself harder. At the train station, the night is just getting started. There are a bunch of people milling about, and an endless stream of cars on the road. I guess there's no need for me to get something for Fujine. I walk along the path as I gaze up at a lighted building. It's the biggest building in Shinto, though I can't see all the way to the top. As I gaze at the building, enjoying the nighttime scenery. Huh? I think I see something bizarre. What is that? I stop and try to look at the very top. Squint. Trying to bring what I see into focus, but it's like staring at grains of rice. Staring at grains of rice. Sees written perfectly clearly. It looks like someone I know. I can't think why this girl I know would have a reason to be there. Doesn't seem like she's going to do anything up there. She's just standing there, looking down at the city, as the wind ruffles her hair. She doesn't seem to notice me down below. Actually, there's no way she could see me. Even my near-perfect vision enhanced with Magecraft can barely distinguish what's up there. I'm able to tell she's up there because she's isolated, but there's no way she would be able to pick me out of a crowd in the ground. She's just looking down at the town. It seems like she's looking for something. I can almost feel her sharp gaze even at this distance. I forget how long it's been, but I continue to look up at the girl standing in the void. She stands at the top of a high tower. She's like a magician. Emiya, my boy. You're so close. You're this close. You're realizing something. Looking down at the surface world with a bright moon shining bright behind her. Oh, and then she disappears. Apparently done with whatever brought her up there. The rooftop stands empty, and the scenery returns back to nothing more than the beautiful night sky. Was that Tosaka up there? I can't be sure, but I'm probably right about who it was, at least. There aren't so many girls I know who stand out like her. Besides, I'm not so out of it I'd fail to notice a girl I secretly admire. Good lord, Anemia. It's just... Osaka sure has a weird way of spending her time. Unlike Shinto, there's no sign of people anywhere in Miyama. There's nobody around after 8 at night, and the town is silent and still. That sounds nice. The house I saw this morning stands across the intersection. There are no signs of life, and a no trespassing sign hangs over the front door. It's just a single day. The house has fallen quiet. Almost like an abandoned building. A girl and her parents were killed by a burglar. A little life waits now for the single child who survived. Probably foster care. Or like some estranged family member. I bite my lip, frustrated by my powerlessness. I promised I'd be just like Kirtsugu, but I couldn't do anything. Even when something like this happens so close to home. I want to help people, but I don't even know what I can do. I reached the top of the hill where my house sits. The lights are on, so Fujine or Sakura are still inside. I'm home! Oh, it's just you, Fujine. Oh, welcome back, Shiro. Fujine turns towards me, munching on a rice cracker. The TV is turned to a lively variety show. You're home late again. Didn't I tell you to come home earlier since it gets so dark fast in the winter? Since it gets dark so fast in winter? I am home early. I had work until 8. So get off my back about that. So, where's Sakura? I see dinner's already prepared. Sakura went home early. She said she had something to do today, so she just came and made dinner. Fujine cheerfully replies, as far as she's concerned, anyone who makes her food is a good person. I mean, yes. Very simple. Yes, food. I see. That's probably a good thing for now. It's been dangerous lately, so maybe I'll take over making dinner until the new school term starts. Objection? You come home so late. If you make dinner when you get back, I won't get to eat until after 10. Can you just eat at home? What are you talking about? This is my home. Fujine felt her head puzzled. Honestly, I'm not sure if a response like that should make me happy or sad. Throat. Water. It should make you happy. Is she... Fine. I know it's pointless asking you to make dinner. And by the way, what's that you've got there? You didn't bring over more junk, did you? Fujine has a tendency to leave a bunch of junk here. She'll bring stuff like bowls from restaurants that are too big to be functional, an unnecessary heavy earthen teapot, or a weird guitar that plays itself. I must think this place is convenient storage or something. Show it to me. I'm going to toss it if it's trash. This thing? It's just a poster. Ow. How many? Eugene hands me the poster. It's probably a poster of some no-name singer. Let's see. I knew it. It's a poster of a young man wearing a military uniform smiling with thumbs up, all in front of a cheap-looking blue sky background. I mean, that sounds relatively decent. It's better than probably the past two posters I've seen that was like... I forget, it was something like super erotic with like really pro-gay, and man, they had that shit like duct taped on there. I don't know why. It's like they were afraid someone's going to tear down the poster. As if they don't realize that we're in fucking California. And if you walk down the street, you can't go like 2 blocks without running into a rainbow. I'm pretty sure your gay poster is completely fine on the pole. That you didn't need to fucking duct tape it. Anyway, I digress. There's been a few weirdly overtly sexual posters. And I would have appreciated it more if the woman was also sexualized, but now it's just the dude. It was just the dude. The chick was fully clothed. Dude was like, oh. I'm like, I am not your target audience. Wait, I'm completely lost. Where was I? I was talking about Fate. Now I'm talking about Fate again. Okay. Cheap blue sky background. The caption on the poster in bloody font. Loves lovely Rangerland. Loves lovely Rangerland? Loves... Oh, that would be a bitch to say if you're Japanese. Holy shit. Come to the self-defense meetup. Hey, this is a recruitment poster for a youth group. I don't want it, so you can have it. I don't want this either. I quickly roll the poster back up and try to whack Fujine on the head with it. You missed. However, Fujine counters mercilessly with another poster she'd been holding. Why do you have 2 posters? We're ready for this. Kunk. Her poster sword bots being lightly. Yeah. Stars! I see stars! Woman, what did you hit me with? Are you trying to kill me? You thought you were going to hit me? You'll need to up your game if you ever hope to do that. That's not the issue here. How the hell does a paper poster make a sound like that? Did she manage some sort of technique only a true poster master can execute? Eh? Oh. Sorry. My poster is a collector's edition. Made of fancy plate steel. Is your head okay, Shiro? You just tried to kill me. Fujine, you're going to end up killing someone one of these days. If that time ever comes, it'll all be good because you'll sweep it and marry me. Is there a taiga route? Yeah, not a chance. I'm not marrying a natural-born killer. Okay, Shiro, about that. What? I don't think I'm that violent. You would be that unaware of your actions. Pray that I survive. I'll have to be very careful from now on if I'm going to have any hope of avoiding being murdered. Oh, you have no idea what you have just said. Again. Keep talking big, but now I'm hungry, Shiro. I've been waiting for so long, so let's hurry and eat already. Ifugene gets up. What's up, Ifugene? She must be real hungry if she's offering to help, even if it's just setting the table. Fine, then you take out the plates and bowls. You can at least scoop the rice into bowls, right? Of course I can. Hey, do you think it'll be okay if I use a bigger rice bowl? That shouldn't be a problem. Sakura's not here today, so we'll definitely have leftovers. Good. Good. Then you and I will have matching bowls today. Sakura isn't here for one day, and Fujine is just like, finally, I have him to myself. It's been so long. Holy shit. Fujine scoops mounds of rice into the two large bowls. Whatever. I was gonna go for a second helping anyway. If I meddle in what Fujine does now, we may really not have any dinner. Besides, this is the kind of kid I like seeing dinner at my home. Has been for years. Another day ends. We finish our rowdy dinner, and after I see Fujine off, I take a bath. Hopefully she's not staring in the window. You know, main character powers where every woman wants the redhead. After that, I head to the shed for my daily training. I complete as usual and then go to sleep. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. The day ends peacefully and without incident. Save game, yes. Did I even have a choice in that entire thing? I don't think so. But I'll still save the new one and double check. I'm in a fire. This is fine. I'm in a fire. Houses crumble and people burn. No matter where I go, all I see is crimson. This is what I saw 10 years ago. It's a long forgotten memory of the past. I run through the scenery, recreating what happened. I know it's a nightmare, but there's no way to escape. I run, run. I keep running. Every time, the scene ends with me as a child running out of energy and getting rescued. I wake up, feeling wrong. A hand to my forehead tells me I'm sweating, even though it's winter. Oh, it's late. The clock reads past 6. I hear the soft sound of chopping from the kitchen. Sakura's early again. Not really the time to be impressed by what an early riser she is. I need to hurry up and get ready so I can help her with breakfast. Chido, what are you going to do today? It's Saturday, so do you have work in the afternoon? No, not today. I might help Issei out. Why do you ask? No reason. I was hoping you could swing by the dojo if you had nothing to do. So I'm kind of in a bind this month. A bind? Why? My bank account's hurting, you see. And it'd be a huge help if someone made me lunch for a while. Yeah, I kinda get that sometimes, mostly because I'm a little stupid occasionally. I mean, I make it to work out always, but I mean, Let's just say sometimes I'm a little stupid. Yeah, not helping. It's your mess. You can afford to miss a meal or two. Yeah, that's kind of how I am.
で、シロには期待してないもん。私が頼りにしてるのはさくらちゃんだけなんだから。ね、
Oh,
さくらちゃん。
I wasn't expecting anything from you, Shiro. The only person I could count on is Sakura, right, Sakura?
私と同じものでよろしければ用意しておきますね、先生。
Yeah. If you don't mind having what I have, I can make you something.
オッケーオッケー。じゃあ今日は一緒にお昼を食べましょう。
Ah, good, good. Then let's eat lunch together today. Just every time I look at Fujine, at Taiga, I keep thinking, need tomboy. Need. Breakfast goes smoothly. Today's menu includes the typical sides, and the main dish is braised lotus root, konnyaku, and chicken. Sakura probably didn't need to make such an elaborate dish for breakfast, but I'm guessing she made extra to pack for lunch. Sakura is a member of the Kyoto Club, and Fujine is the club's facility advisor. Nobody would think it was weird for the two of them to have the same lunch.
そういえばシロ、今朝は遅かったけど何かあった？
Oh, by the way, Shiro, you woke up late today. Did something happen? Fujine looks my way as she sips her miso soup. As much as she's just the kind of out there most of the time, she's pretty sharp about that kind of thing. This kind of thing. The more I read, the more I'm reminded that speech therapy only did so much as a child with my S's and T's. Oh, good lord. Had a dream about the past and woke up feeling crappy. That's it.
なんだ、いつものことか。なら安心かな。
Oh. So, the usual. Nothing to worry about then. Not an interesting topic for Fujine. So she shifts the conversation in another direction. It doesn't bother me one bit. 10 years ago, I used to have nightmares a lot. Back when I couldn't shake the memory of that fire. But as time went on, those nightmares grew less and less frequent. And I've gotten to the point where the dreams don't bother me anymore. I've been told my nightmares were pretty bad back then. Though Fujine was already with us by then, and she's been sensitive about changes in me since.
シロ、食欲はある？今朝に限ってないとかない？
Shiro, are you hungry at all? Your dream this morning hasn't affected you, has it? Nope. I'm fine. So quit using my dream as an excuse to try stealing my food.
シロが強くなってくれて嬉しいけど、もうちょっと繊細でいてくれた方がいいな、お姉ちゃんは。
Aw. I'm happy to see you turned out to be such a strong boy, but I wish you'd wound up a little more gentle. Right back at you. Since basically your younger brother, I kind of wish you'd ended up more delicate and sweet yourself. We both huff and turn our heads away from each other. Seeing that as a sign that I am fine, Fujine smiles in relief. Honestly, I appreciate her consideration. But I know she's getting ego if I say it directly, so I pretend to grunt and protest instead. Hmm? Sakura looks puzzled by our interaction. Yeah, because you don't have any good siblings, you just have an asshole. Or a brother. And sometimes he says words. Soon after Fujine leaves, I lock up and Sakura and I leave as well.
先輩、今日の夜から月曜日までお手伝いに来れませんけど、よろしいですか？
Senpai, I won't be able to come out. I won't be able to come help out from tonight until Monday. Will that be alright? That's fine. Besides, it's the weekend. I actually have friends to hang out with, so don't worry about me.
そんな違います。そう
See, if someone said this to me, I'd be like, "You have friends, right?" Yeah. Oh, no, that's not it. It really is for personal reasons. So, I'm still going to practice at the club. So, if you need anything, just come to the dojo and I'll figure things out.
別に土日だからって遊びに行くわけじゃないです。だから変な勘違いはしないでもらえると助かります。
And I'm not going to go out just because it's the weekend. Please don't get the wrong idea. What? Sakura is acting suspicious, or rather, she seems nervous. I don't know why, but it's probably just that she can't come over the weekend. Got it. I'll go to the dojo if I need anything.
そうしてもらえれば嬉しいです。
Yes, that would be great. Sakura sighs in relief. At the moment Sakura lowers her gaze, her expression stiffens.
先輩。
Senpai, your hand. Hmm? Sakura is staring at my left hand. I look down and see blood trickling from it. Huh? I pull up my shirt sleeve. Yep, blood. The hell? Did I cut myself with something last night? I don't feel any pain. It looks like there's a welt on my hand. The bruise stretches all the way from my shoulder to the back of my hand. It looks like a snake that's trying to reach my palm from the top of my shoulder. Well, it doesn't hurt. I'm sure it'll go away soon. I don't think it's anything to worry about. Spoken like a true man, truly. I mean, it kind of just like, oh, hey, I seem to be bleeding, and like someone stuck a spigot in my. Well, let's see if it stops bleeding. It doesn't stop bleeding. Oh, should I go to the clinic? Nah, just pass some thread. I got this.
先輩がそういうのでしたら気にしません。
Okay, if you're sure, I won't worry. The sight of the blood probably made Sakura sick. Then she's keeping her head down. All the way from your up to your shoulder? Damn, dude. What did he do? I feel like I'm thinking it's the like command seals, but I don't remember them doing that by the shoulder. So slightly confused on what the fuck he did to himself. Sakura heads to the club, or someone did to him, while I head to the school building. The schoolyard is filled with athletic club members training. This morning is practically brimming with enthusiastic energy. But something feels strange. Everything in the school is as usual. Students exercising for morning practice are lively, and the new school building is spotless. Maybe it's just my imagination. When I close my eyes, the mood changes drastically. The building walls feel stained, like membranes have latched onto them. And the students themselves seem like empty dolls. Maybe I'm just tired. I shake my head to clear it. I was wondering when I would yawn. And head into the campus. School ends early on Saturdays. Wait, excuse me, what? Google, I have a question for you. I like how, as I'm typing this, it's... Okay, yes, this is a thing. Huh. As I'm reading this, I'm going to scratch my ears. Yeah, it's a thing, but it's like a thing that some schools do, and it might be optional. Either way, I would just be like, no. Class is in the morning, but by the time I finish helping Issei, the sun is starting to set. Guess it's time to go home. I pack my bag and leave the classroom. But then,
なんだまだ学校にいたんだエミヤ
hey, you're still here, Emiya. I run into Shinji. There are a few girls behind him making a small commotion.
やることもないくせにまだ残ってたのああそうかまた生徒会にごますってたわけねいいねエミヤは部活なんてやんなくても内心稼げるんだからさ
I can't believe you're still hanging around when you've got nothing to do. Oh, right. You're still kissing the student council's ass. Look at you. You get into the school's good graces even though you don't go to any clubs. I'm not helping the student council. I'm just helping the school by repairing old equipment since we all use it.
よく言うよエミヤに言わせればなんだって当たり前だからねそういういい子ぶりが勘に触るって前に言わなかったっけ
Listen to you. Anything is a given according to Emiya. Did I ever tell you how much you piss me off? Don't remember. I probably wasn't listening if you did. You say that kind of stuff all the time.
そうかそれじゃあ学校にあるものなら何でも直してくれるんだエミヤは
I get it. So you're saying you'll fix anything as long as it's something that's in the school, huh? It's impossible to fix everything. Most I can do is take care of things.
よしなら頼まれてくれようちの弓道場さ今割と散らかってるんだよね弦も巻いてないのがたまってるし安土の掃除もできてない
Then do me a favor. Our Kyoto club's kind of a mess right now. We've got bowstrings lying around, and the range hasn't been cleaned recently.
暇ならさそっちの方もよろしくやってくれないかな
If you've got time on your hands, can you take care of that too?
元弓道部員だろ生徒会になんか尻尾振ってないでたまには僕たちの役に立ってくれ
You used to be in the Kyoto club, so shouldn't you be helping us too? Instead of just kissing the student council's ass all the time.
ちょっと先輩それって先輩が藤村先生に言われてたことじゃなかった
What? Shinji, didn't Miss Fujimura tell you to do all that? You to do all that?
そうですよちゃんとやっておかないと明日怒られますよ
Yeah, you'll get in trouble if you don't do everything you were told.
でもさ今から片付けしてたら店閉まるじゃんそこの人がやってくれるんならそれでいいんじゃないの
All the shops will close if you start cleaning up now. If that guy's offering, let's just let him do it.
悪いよそれに部外者に後片付けなんかできるわけないし
That's kind of mean. Plus, an outsider can't possibly clean everything up.
そうでもないんじゃないあの人元弓道部員だってシンジが言ってるしさ任せちゃえばいいのよ
That might not be right. Shinji just said he's a former club member. Maybe we can let him do it. The girls behind Shinji are awfully chatty. They seem to be Kyoto members, but since I don't recognize any of them, they must be the members Shinji recruited recently.
じゃああとはよろしく鍵の場所は変わってないから勝手にやっといてよ多くないよねエミ
I'm counting on you then. The key's in the usual place, so just go in whenever. You don't mind. Right, Emiya? Nah, I don't mind. I've got some time on my hands, so it's no problem.
サンキューそれじゃあ行こうぜみんなつまんない雑用はあいつがやっといてくれるってさ
Thanks. So, let's go, everyone. This clown will do the boring chores for us.
待ってよ先輩。じゃああとはよろしくお願いしますね先輩。
I'll leave you behind, Shinji. Oh, good luck with the cleaning, senpai. The girls are sweeter than he is. I cleaned the Kyoto dojo without any problems since I'm familiar with it. It's a big room, so it took a while, but it was kind of fun cleaning the place I used to spend so much time in until a year and a half ago. Midway through, I considered trying to shoot a bit, but decided not to. It would be rude to the owner of the bow. If I want to shoot, all I have to do is bring in my own bow and visit. Look at the time, and it's way past curfew. It's a little after 7. School gates must be closed by now, so there's no need for me to rush out. Now that I look closely, I don't remember the dojo being so dirty before. There's dirt and grime all over the place, like behind the bow rest and the club room. Well, I guess another hour or two wouldn't make much of a difference at this point. I've already started, so I might as well clean every nook and cranny, and you are pulling at me right now. You don't like to finish things halfway. The wind is starting to pick up, at least when it comes to cleaning, and you... As long as it's not like personal projects that spend multiple hours and days. It's so cold. My cheeks start to sting. Fuyuki typically... isn't cold at night during winter, but tonight's certainly an exception. My breath fogs the air with every exhale. No wonder. It's darker than usual. The moon's hidden tonight. I look up and there's no light in the sky. The strong winds send the clouds speeding across the night sky. Curfew is long past and there's no sign of life in the empty school. Not so much as a sound can be heard on campus, and it seems to be covered with colder air than in any place in town. I think I heard something. I do hear something. Is it coming from the schoolyard? At night, under the frosty sky. I guess I just got curious about the sound that broke the hushed silence. So I headed toward the sound to investigate. I go to the schoolyard. That people? It looks that way, at least from a distance. It's just so damn dark. I just need to get closer to find out if I want to find out more. The sound grows louder, more intense. I know that sound. It's clashing metal. It sounds like a fight. This is so stupid. What the hell am I thinking? Being stupid, obviously, but who would ever find a school courtyard with weapons like that? And then, it was probably gut instinct that sensed the danger. Maybe keeping out of sight as I approached was just a stroke of luck. Whatever the reason. I hid behind a tree big enough to conceal me. I took a closer look at the source of the sound. There, my mind froze. What? I can't comprehend what I'm seeing. A man in red. And a man in blue? The two of them are clad in armor so ancient, it's several steps behind old-fashioned. It's a ridiculous sight, but their rapid, deadly movements make clear that their fight is no joke. I don't understand. I can't follow their movements, they're too fast. Their movements look so surreal, my mind can't function properly. The sound of their clashing weapons is the only thing convincing me the two of them are actually fighting to the death. But there's one thing I'm sure about. They're not human. It might be something else in the guise of humans. My magecraft training isn't why I know this. Anyone can see that these two aren't human. You start, humans just can't move like that. Nobody should get involved with whatever that is. I can feel their intent to kill, even from a distance. I'm going to die. My body instinctively knows before my brain kicks in. I just won't live if I stay here. My racing heart is proof of that. I sense they're living things designed only to kill. Wait a second, I got it. Q, why is your eye fucking white? He's gonna shit himself. Oh wait, okay. No knife or blade would be a match for whatever they're wielding. They're clearly meant only to kill. I suddenly remember yesterday's murders. Determining the fell victim is said to have been killed by a bladed weapon. Damn. I shouldn't stay and watch another second. I can't move a muscle. I can hardly breathe. It's telling me to flee. But something else tells me they'll find me the second I move. More than any internal conflict, though, I'm just paralyzed. More than 40 meters away from them, but I still can't imagine getting stabbed in the back with that spear. But I still imagine getting stabbed in the back of the spear. Breathe. The sounds stop. The two figures separate and stand, facing each other. So I'm starting to feel a sense of relief that the fight's over. Another strong sense of malice creeps over me. What? My heart feels like it's shriveled up in my chest. The numbness in my body turns to convulsions, and I clench my teeth in an effort to compose myself. Unbelievable. Who the hell is that guy? Nauseatingly high amount of magical energy flows into the man in blue. Chiados once demonstrated to me how to draw in magical energy from one's surroundings. It was a kind of magecraft so beautiful that it impressed even an apprentice mage like me. But this is different. The same way even the simple act of drinking water can look revolting if done excessively. The man in blue appears to be binge eating. The sight is so extreme that anyone with magical energy would find it repulsive. He's going to die. The man in red is dead meat. The attack will be infused with more magical energy than anyone could possibly defend against. He's going to die. That inhuman something in the guise of a man is going to die. But can I just let this happen? That question shakes me out of my paralysis. My body is suddenly free and I take a deep breath. Who's there? The man in blue glares in my direction. The man in blue crouches in a way that tells me one thing. I'm his new target. My legs are moving before I even have the thought of running. The rest of my body finally realizes it's time to flee for my life, and suddenly all of my energy is being poured into doing exactly that. I don't remember where I ran through or how I got there, but I'm in the school building. I'm a real genius here. I regret my own actions as I huff and puff. I should have run toward town. I think the world's biggest idiot, and I escape by running into an empty building. A school of all places. There must have been other places better to hide. And what the hell convinced me I'd die if I didn't run to begin with? My chest burns from all the running. I turn around, but I don't sense anything pursuing me. The sound is my own footsteps. I finally stop. My feet can barely move another step. I gulp down lungfuls of air, trying to slow my heart down, and breathe a sigh of relief. I've survived. What the hell was all that? I try to recall what I just saw as I clutched my breath. There's one thing for sure. I definitely wasn't meant to see that. Things that looked human fighting in the schoolyard at night. That's all I can really remember. But I see something else out of the corner of my eye. I think there was also someone else. I can't remember what they looked like though. Honestly, I couldn't afford to look at anything other than the two figures locked in combat. But finally... Guess our little game of hide and seek ends here, huh? The voice comes from right in front of me. Hey, you ran pretty far. I can't breathe. My mind goes blank. I can't think. But I know that I'm going to die. There's no way out of this. You get that, right? Don't worry. It's always like this when you're about to die. Nothing to be ashamed of. And with that, he raises his spear. Sorry, kid. You're just unlucky today, but you saw what you saw, so you gotta die. No mercy, no compassion. This spear pierces my heart. I didn't even have time to dodge. No training I ever did prepared me for this. I knew I was going to die. I knew the spear was going to impale me, but I couldn't move. The world distorts around me. My body grows cold. Numbness creeps from my fingertips into the rest of me. I cough up blood once. I felt like there should have been more, but it was just one cough. That spear must have been special. My blood slows and grows stagnant. My heart just stops, all from a single strike of that spear. I can't see anything. I don't feel anything. I'm like a jellyfish floating in the dark sea at night. I had stopped feeling pain long ago. The world has turned white in the lone dark spot. So rather than being aware that I died, I just feel like everything around me has ceased to exist. Know this. I experienced the same thing 10 years ago. This is what dying feels like.
死人に口なしってな。弱い奴がくたばるのは当然といえば当然だが。
Dead men tell no tales, but the weak dying is just the order of things. My eyes can't focus.
嫌な仕事をさせてくれる。このざまで英雄とは笑い草だ。
It's a dirty thing you made me do. After what I just did, calling me a hero seems like a bad joke. I can only hear his voice.
分かっている。文句はないぞ。女のサーバントは見たんだ。おとなしく戻ってやるよ。
I know, I'm not complaining. At least I saw the girl servant, so I'll head back. Sounds so irritated. Afterwards, I hear footsteps heading down the hallway.
アーチャーか。蹴りをつけておきたいところだが、マスターの方針を破るわけにもいくまい。まったく、いけすかねえマスターだこと。
Archer, huh? Want to settle the score, but I'm in no position to ruin my master's plans. Damn. My master is the nasty one. The voice suddenly disappears. He must have jumped out the window. Afterwards, the footsteps I heard earlier stop. There's an awkward silence. Then footsteps again. I can't hear that well anymore.
追ってアーチャー。ランサーはマスターのところに戻るはず。せめて相手の顔ぐらい把握しないと。
Go after him, Archer. Lancer will probably go back to his master. We need to at least find out what his master looks like. I don't know who's talking. I muster up all my concentration as my mind fades, but I still can't put my finger on it. All I can hear now is the sound of my breathing. My lungs must still be functioning. I hear a whistling sound coming from my mouth, like a passing typhoon.
その割にはまだ死んでないってのはすごいな。
I'm impressed he's not dead yet. I sense somebody peering into my face. My breathing must be loud, as the person reaches their finger out to try to close my mouth.
やめてよね。なんだってあんたが。
Seriously, why does it have to be you? Whoever it is, they grit their teeth, seeming troubled. The moment I hear that sound, the person touches me without hesitation.
破損した臓器を偽造して代用。その間に心臓一つ丸々修復か。こんなの成功したら時計塔に一発合格ってレベルじゃない。
Forging and replacing an entire heart. Honestly, if this works, I should be a shoo-in for the clock tower. The voice sounds distressed. But at that moment, my fading consciousness finally flickers to nothing. Sensation returns to my body. Slowly, little by little, my bodily functions return. Like dewdrops trickling down a leaf. Drip. Drip. What's going on? The person hovering over me is sweating, intensely focusing on where their hands are pressed against my chest. Next thing I know, the palm over my chest grows extremely hot. It's so hot my corpse jolts and my cold, stagnant blood starts to flow again. Whew. I sense the person take a deep breath and sit down.
疲れた。
Eat. Think. I hear something fall.
まあ仕方ないか。ごめんなさい父さん。あなたの娘はとんでもなく薄情者です。
Well, I guess I couldn't help it. Forgive me, Father. Your daughter is just an extremely heartless person. How was it? The person mocks himself and leaves. My heart resumes beating. And then I finally pass out. It's not the everlasting sleep I expected. I fall into a slumber, bound to wake again. Boom, 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 boom. I wake suddenly. Feel sick, and my entire body aches. Every time my heart beats, a sharp pain stabs in my head. What happened? My intense headache prevents me from remembering anything. My body is cold and stiff, likely because I've been sleeping in the hallway for a long time. The only thing I can figure out is that the chest area of my uniform is torn, and my blood stains the hall floor. Head feels hazy as I get up. The spot where I'd been lying looks like a murder scene. Damn. Seriously. Is my chest stabbed? Fight down a surge of nausea as I head into a nearby classroom. Staggering, I open a closet and pull out a rag and bucket. What the hell am I doing? I'm still confused. I encountered something unbelievable. The dead had murdered me. But here I am still trying to clean up after myself. How stupid can I be? Damn. It's not coming out. I wipe at the floor of a rag I found. Managed to wipe off the blood, despite the incredible weakness of my whole body, then gathered up everything scattered around the floor and shoved it in my pockets. This may be my way of hiding any evidence. I must be doing such stupid stuff because my head's all hazy. Put the rag and bucket away and stagger out of the school like a zombie. My body heats up with every step I take. It's so cold outside, yet my body seems to be on fire. By the time I reach my house, the date has changed. There's nobody in the house. Sakura and even Fujine have left long ago. I collapse on the floor. Lying on the floor is what lets me finally calm down a bit. I inhale deeply. My heart feels like it cracks every time my chest expands to draw in air. Actually, it's quite the opposite. It's not that my heart is cracking. The hole in my heart was just patched up. So expanding my chest opens the wound. So I really was almost killed. That's also not true. I wasn't almost killed. I was killed. But someone saved me, and now I'm alive. I wonder who it was. I would really like to thank them. If they're in the area, it means that they could be involved with the people fighting. But it still doesn't change the fact that they saved me. So I need to thank them properly one day. The moment I drop my guard, the pain returns. At the same time, nausea strikes me. I sit up to hold the nausea at bay. I place my hand on my bare chest where the uniform is torn. Might have been saved, but my chest was, as a matter of fact, pierced. That feeling, the agony of the spear tip piercing my chest, isn't something I can easily forget. Damn. I'm going to have nightmares about this for a while. When I close my eyes, I feel the spear thrust again. Try to shake that delusion off, and I make every effort to regain my composure. Good. I'm calming down. This must be thanks to my nightly training. My thoughts clear as I take slow, deep breaths. The fever and nausea abate a bit. So, about what happened. The man in blue. And the man in red. They looked human, but I know they're not. They could have been ghosts of some kind. But I've never heard of ghosts having forms that allow them to interact with humans like that. The thing was talking, which makes it a little harder to believe it was a ghost, if it had a will of its own. From what I heard, the only spirits that possess physical bodies are the elemental types. But I thought elementals didn't look human. Well, that's not the issue here. It's a more fundamental issue. Those two were trying to kill each other. And there was a robbery and a murder at a house nearby. Eerie stuff like that has been plaguing Fuyuki lately. With all this in mind, the only conclusion I could come to is that the situation is out of my control. If only the old man was alive right now. I guess that was kind of whiny, but I'll put it down to the patched up chest wound that still feels so raw. Or decide to do whatever I can, even though I don't understand what's going on. I can complain later. First of all, I need to decide whether I should get involved or not. Ugh, fuck. The bell on the roof of the house rings. No matter what anyone says, this house is still a major's house. A abandoned field is set around it. And if there's ever an intruder in an area, an alarm rings. Burglar? At this hour? I berate myself for my own idiocy. Of course it's not a burglar. Given the timing, right after that weird incident, there's definitely an intruder. It's no burglar. It's an assassin. They're here to take my life, not property. Because that man said so himself. You saw what you saw, so you gotta die. The house is dead silent. That same murderous intent I felt at school creeps closer through the hushed darkness. I gulp. A chill prickles like needles along my spine. It's no illusion. It's not my imagination. I know that the moment I leave this room, I'll be stabbed again. I desperately try to contain my scream. The instant I scream, the assassin will just leap right in and kill me. And that would just be a repeat of what happened before. Not prepared, and I'm not going to get impaled. I'm not prepared. And I'm going to be impaled again. My breathing grows labored as soon as that thought crosses my mind. Mad. Mad at myself for being afraid. And I'm mad I've put myself in this situation where I'll so easily lose my life, after it was saved earlier this same damn day. I grit my teeth and hold my hand tight over my wound chest to restrain myself. I need to get used to this. This is the second time. This is the second time I'm about to die. That alone motivates me not to die so pathetically as last time. Am I not a mage after all? I can't even defend myself from this. What were my 8 years of training for? Fine. Bring it on. I'm not going to agonize over complicated things anymore. Right now I just need to drive away whoever's here. Find a weapon. I may call myself a mage, but the only thing I can do is reinforce something that might work as a weapon. Need a weapon to fight after all. There's plenty of things that might work as a weapon in the storehouse, but I'm not anywhere near there. If I leave the living room and get ambushed, I'm just going to expose myself, and it'll be a repeat of what happened earlier. It won't be easy, but I've got to find a weapon here. Something long and thin would be good. If my opponent's weapon of choice is a spear, so a knife would be all but useless. A wooden sword would be best, but I obviously don't just have one lying around. Something around here that might be suitable as a weapon. Whoa, there's only the poster Fujine left. I can't help but feel utterly dejected. But that desperation makes me all the more determined. The situation's so bad, it really can't get any worse. And all that's left for me to do is to move forward until I have no energy left. Trace on. I speak my incantation, and inject magical energy into the rolled up 60 centimeter poster. I try to imbue as much magical energy as I possibly can to the poster to solidify it, since it needs to work as a weapon to go up against that spear. Composition. Analyze. I focus my consciousness. Magical energy permeates the poster, as if I'm staining its fibers with my own blood. Composition. Reinforce. I feel that I've hit the end. Right before magical energy spreads throughout the poster and spills out, I say, "Brace off." I cut off my connection with the poster. I tremble with excitement. The poster is hard as steel, but its weight remains the same as before. It's turned out great for a hastily improvised sword. I did it. How long has it been since my strengthening magecraft succeeded? My magecraft hasn't worked ever since Kiritsuku died. And so far, it to succeed at a time like this seems ironic. Either way, now I may be able to defend myself. At least I have some discipline in swordsmanship. I grip the poster with both hands and stand in the middle of the living room. If I stay here, I'm dead, but I don't think I can make it outside the mansion either. I just need to head to the shed and make a stronger weapon there. Just as I start trying to hype myself up, every hair on my body stands on end. I'm not sure when he got in, but the guy drops from the ceiling straight toward me. Ugh. A silvery flash strikes my head from above. I can only assume he came through the ceiling and he descends on me, meaning to skewer my head. Why, you! I roll forward in a frantic dodge. The man lands with inhuman grace as I clumsily roll out of the way. I stop myself quickly and get to my feet, makeshift sword at the ready. The guy turns lazily, looking bored. You're making this whole thing kind of a pain. I was trying to be nice. I think it'd hurt a lot more if you saw me kill you. He shifts the sphere in his hand, his other hand in a slow, fluid movement. I don't know why, but he doesn't seem as aggressive as he did at the school, which might give me a chance at escaping him. I can't believe I have to kill the same human twice. Guess the living world is a meat grinder, no matter the era. He's complaining to himself, like I'm not even here. I slowly retreat back out of the room. Only 3 more meters until I reach the window. I run out, then it's only about 20 meters to the shed once I reach the yard. I should quickly. See ya. Don't wander around anymore, kid. He says it almost absentmindedly, like it was just an afterthought. Yeah. Lancer looks tired as shit. Pain shoots up my right arm. It'll happen in an instant. Thrust the spear forward, not even giving me time to react. I should have died for a second time right there. The makeshift sword in my hand spared me that fate. Probably thought I'd been just holding rolled up paper. He struck as if it hadn't been holding anything at all, but the reinforced paper sword deflected the attack, so it only grazed my arm. Huh. Interesting trick you've got there, boy. His expression grows blank. His casual attitude from earlier vanishes entirely. He watches me now like a feral animal, eyeing its prey. Crap. I was clearly wrong thinking things would be okay. This thing before me is some kind of demon unbound by logic. I keenly realized that letting my guard down even for a second was beyond ludicrous. Right. Desperate as things are, I should have just made a break for the window right after whatever miracle let me dodge a strike from above. I thought you were just some kid, but I can sense a bit of magical energy from you. That's how you're alive, even after I stabbed you in the heart. The end of his spear points towards me. I can't block that. No way I'll be able to block that swift attack. I could have at least braced myself if he had the sword, no matter how fast he might be with it. But he's holding a spear. A spear is a whole line. A sword is a whole line, but a spear is only a point. How am I supposed to block a point when I can't even see how fast it moves? Fine, I'm going to have a little fun. Man drops into a lower stance. In a flash, the spear swings in sideways. I instinctively parry the blow aimed at my face. Good boy. Come on, here comes another. Cyclone. I'm not sure how he's moving his spear in this small room, but it traces a beautiful arc without even touching the walls. The next swing comes from the opposite side, aiming at my torso. The force of the swing bends a makeshift sword as I try to parry. Monstrous. Is that a hammer he's swinging? Damn. The numbness in my arms is telling me that they might be broken. Why you? I instinctively swing my sword. He must be mocking me with the way he keeps flicking his spear at my sword without drawing back at all. Numbness creeps into my arms after going on the attack. My makeshift sword bends even more, and the man's spear changes trajectory slightly. You're hopeless. I gave you an opportunity, but you wasted it. Then again, I guess expecting a good fight from a mage is asking too much. It's like, this is just a game. Such confidence. He's been letting me take a swing at him after he took a couple shots at me. Wasted my 1 hour opportunity as nothing more than a stopgap. But he sees no point in continuing this. What a disappointment you turned out to be. Okay, time to die, kid. Man readies the spear again. Don't jump to conclusions! Hearing that microscopic opening. Say what you want, dumbass. I don't turn back to look, I just leap backward through the window. My back shares the window and I roll out into the yard. I roll a few times, spring upward and blindly make my next move. I twist my entire body and swing behind myself. I manage to bat the man's spear aside and he hesitates for just an instant. I knew it. If I jumped out the window, he was going to chase after me. Going to have to chase after me. And he would catch up to me and go in for the kill before I had the chance to get up. So I expected his fatal blow and swung my sword to the side with all my might. It was a risky move. He'd have killed me if I'd been even a second late. And I'd have been just as dead if I was early too. But knowing the incredible gap in our skill, I figured there was no way I could have been early. The only thing I had to do was to get up as quickly as I could and parry the attack. I knew it would be coming at my back. Gamble pays off and my swing deflects his spear. I quickly repositioned myself. Now I just need to run to the shed while he's still confused. Fly. Huh? He's not holding the spear anymore, and he's right in front of me. He turns on the spot in a roundhouse kick. It sends me fucking flying. I will say, god damn it, Shiro. I mean, being able to do any kind of fight against a fucking, a heroic spirit at all is wild. Scenery goes flying by. My chest goes numb where he kicked me. I can't breathe. The biggest surprise, I'm actually flying through the air. You ever thought a guy kicking me would send me into the air like a damn ball? Well, he did say fly. I fall hard onto my back. I slam into a wall, the impact likely breaking my back, and slide down to the ground. You know, kind of like a... Like, you ever have those toys, those little like slime toys that you just like yeet at the wall and it just smacks into the wall and they just down. Kind of like that. I can't breathe. My vision blurs. By a stroke of luck, he's thrown me into the shed I wanted to reach, lying against the wall trying to rouse myself. Try to track the man through blurry eyes. He kicked me nearly 20 meters away. The guy picks up his spear and rushes straight at me. To die. There's nothing I can do now. He's going to reach me. I don't want to die. I need to get up and parry his hit. The tip of the spear lunges. Surges. I can't even look back at him. My body on the verge of collapse practically greets the spear. Get on your feet if you're a man. What dumb luck. My knees give out. I can't hold myself up. The spear goes over my head and violently impales the shed's heavy door, pushing it open. And this is my last chance. Only I could get inside the shed. There should be something I can use as a weapon. I crawl into the shed on all fours. Just then. This ends now! He launches the spear at me. Damn you! See, I would be a lot more like loud and etc. and stuff, but yeah, it's like night time and there's people that live in this building. I block it. I open up the rolled up poster to create a single-use shield. The impact makes a dull sound. The poster unrolled probably isn't as strong. It blocks the sphere, but it tears apart, returning to a normal bit of paper. The spear's impact flings me against the wall. I fall on my ass and try to get my heart beating again, after it feels like it's trying to quit on me. The moment I raise my head to try to grab something to use as a weapon, it's over, but that last move of yours surprised me, kid. The man points the spear in front of my face. I can't do anything else now. The spear is pointed directly at my heart. I know this feeling. The scent of death assailing my nostrils, reminding me of the pain I felt a few hours ago. Honestly, I don't get it. You're quick-witted, but your magecraft's complete shit. You've got potential, but maybe you're just too young. I don't hear the man's voice. My attention is focused on the weapon pointed at me. Obviously. The moment he thrusts, I'm dead. What else is there to think of at this point? I doubt it, but maybe you were the seventh one. Either way, this is the end for you. His arm jerks. I wasn't able to see his movements earlier, but now I see every last one in slow motion. There's a bolt of silvery light. The tip seems like it's being drawn towards my heart. Blood will gush from the wound in just a second. I know this feeling. That sensation of iron piercing my body. That taste of blood that will well up in my throat. That feeling of the world around me fading. I experienced all of it earlier today. And now I'm going to have to experience it again? Really? I don't understand. Why do I have to be the one who goes through this? This is bullshit. No. I can't die in vain in a place like this. I was saved. If I was saved, I can't just die like this. I need to live to fulfill my obligations. I won't be able to do that if I'm dead. The spear is still going to impale me, though. The tip will tear through my flesh, break my ribs, and bore into my heart. I'm mad. It should be so damn easy to kill people like this. I'm going to die and it's bullshit. I'm going to die twice in a single goddamn day. Everything is fucking bullshit. I'm going to die, and I didn't even have the opportunity to be afraid of this whole goddamn mess. No way in hell. I'm not going to let myself die senselessly. The likes of you. Yeah? Is absolutely the right word for this moment. Nunny. Like magic. A figure appears out of a bright light shining from behind me. Can't think. All I know is that the figure is a girl. I hear a high-pitched sound. And the moment the figure appears, it pushes aside the spear pressed to my heart, and steps between me and the man without missing a beat. Are you effing kidding me? A 7, servant. He tries to regain his composure as the spear is pushed aside as the girl brandishes something in her hand. Sparks fly. Hard metal clashes and sparks fly again. The man stomps his foot after blocking the woman's attack. He must have realized he's at a disadvantage because he leaps out of the storehouse with bestial agility. She must intimidate him, but she quietly turns towards me. Saber! The wind is strong today. The clouds slide away, and the moon shines through for a brief moment. The silver moonlight shines into the shed, illuminating the girl who appears like a knight. I'm speechless. And it's not because I'm confused by all the things that just happened. The girl before me is so astonishingly beautiful that I'm at a loss for words. The girl's eyes, like precious jewels, stare at me without emotion. I ask of you, are you my master? Her voice sounds so valiant. Master? I can only repeat her words back to her. I don't understand what she's saying, nor do I know who she is. All I know is that this slender, adult-looking girl is similar to the man outside. She says nothing, continuing to look at me in silence. I don't know how to describe her. She's special. So special that I forget entirely about the man outside. Even though he might attack at any moment, time seems to have stopped. Even the fear of death I'd felt moments ago vanishes, and there's only the girl standing before me. Servant Saber, I have come in response to your summons. Master, please give me your orders. It's the second time she speaks. The moment I hear the word master and the name Saber echoes in my ears. Pain shoots through my left hand. It's hot, like being branded by an iron. I unconsciously press the back of my left hand. Taking it as a sign, the girl gently nods her beautiful head. I like that Saber is nice enough to be like, damn, I just showed up and you were almost dead. I can do most of the talking right now. Henceforth my sword creates your destiny, and our fates shall be intertwined. And thus, our contract is formed. What? Contract for what? I'm still a mage in training, so I understand what those words mean, but the girl doesn't respond to my question. She simply looks away with the same grace she'd shown when she nodded. She turns towards the shed's ruined door. Outside, the man readies his spear. She moves faster than expected. The girl in knight's armor leaps out of the shed without hesitation. What? I forgot about the pain I feel, and I get up to follow her. She can't possibly go up against that guy. No matter how heavily armored she is, she's smaller than I am. Shiro... Yeah, learn some things. She ain't human. The echoing clang drowns out my words. What? I can't believe what I'm seeing. This can't be happening. I swear I watched too much Manly. My head really does go blank this time. Who the hell is she? It's Seba! The clash of swords echoes around me. The moon slips behind the clouds, and the yard grows dark once again. And within the darkness, sparks fly as steel strikes steel. Without saying a word, the spear-wielding man meets the girl who leaped from the shed. He parries his spear and knocks away his other successive attacks, driving him back with each attack. I can't believe it. This girl, Saber, is somehow overpowering the man. The battle has begun. What happened between that man and I earlier doesn't even count as a battle. Battle. That's a fight between two people each about able to kill each other. No matter their difference in ability, it can still be called a battle as long as both are able to kill the other. In that sense, these two are fighting a battle. The man attacks her, swinging his spear so quickly I can't even see his strikes. Somehow, she parries his every attack perfectly. With something as she closes in on him. Damn. The man backs up slightly, clicking his tongue hatefully. He holds his spear vertically to ward off her attacks on his side. For a moment, his spear glows. His attack almost looks like it caused an explosion. The man's spear sparks as if electrified every time whatever weapon the girl is wielding strikes it. The man and I both could tell what it is. Its fierce magical energy is so dense it can actually be seen. Her attacks are charged with incredible amounts of magical energy. The unbelievable amount of magical energy crackles along her opponent's weapon every time they make contact. The sheer force of her attacks must be staggering. If the man's spear strikes are precise like a sniper rifle, her blows must be like the overpowering blast of a shotgun. Each of the girl's attacks bathe the yard in a flickering light. And yet, that's not what's overpowering the man. Coward, why are you concealing your weapon? The man curses at the girl as he evades her unrelenting attacks. She doesn't respond other than to step up her attacks with her invisible weapon. You. The man retreats, having hardly so much as a chance to counterattack. Her weapon is invisible. Without being able to determine the weapon's range, it'd be reckless to go in for an attack. That's the trouble with an invisible weapon. But she's definitely got something in her hand. Can't make out anything of its shape or length. Maybe it's transparent to begin with. I don't know how many times sparks fly from it. I never get a look at the weapon's profile. Parrying her strikes must be taking a lot out of the man. Some of them aren't as sharp as they had been. It's the first sound the girl makes. She attacks all the more furiously. It's a merciless, unyielding dance of blades. The flying sparks remind me of a blacksmith striking iron. And the spear-wielding man continues defending himself as he disapprovingly clicks his tongue. Honestly, I can't help but to admire the man, even though he tried to kill me twice. Well, he did try. He killed me, and then tried to kill me again. He's able to defend himself from an invisible weapon, relying only on reading the girl's swings and footwork. I mean, Ishiro, this is not the time to be admiring the man that forcefully penetrated you, but, you know. But that's all he can do. When an opponent is so completely on defense, the only thing you need to do is beat them down. The girl steps in closer. She smashes down, striking with all her might. Get carried away, fool! As seeing his chance, the man disappears, or rather, he retreats back as if to disappear. The girl's swing cuts through the air and smashes into the ground, kicking up dust. Her massive swing, which seemed to be a fatal blow against the cornered spearman, proved easy to dodge. That fool. What the hell is she thinking? I mean, I could tell what happened even at this distance. Her careful, precise attacks earlier may have worn the man down, but the tremendous swing meant to deal the finishing blow wouldn't ever touch him. The relentless attacks must have put incredible strain on the man's body as he tried to defend himself. Yet he suppressed that pain for a single moment to jump away. He knew that her last attack would determine the victor. The man jumps back several meters. Then comes in to strike once again the moment his feet touch the ground. He jumps in a triangular pattern and leaps toward the girl as if revisiting his steps. The girl's sword is still embedded in the ground. It's a fatal opening. The red spear returns in less than a second. The girl twists her body around like a top. While her sword is still embedded in the ground. The whole thing happens in a matter of seconds. The man sees his mistake and tries to correct, as the girl uses this brief moment to use her whole body to attack. Both the man and the girl seem unsatisfied, though. Both struck intending to kill. Both survived, so everything leading to this moment was in vain. The two open a bit of distance between themselves. They both just quietly stare at each other. The strain the battle inflicted on them seems to be too much.
どうしたランサー
What's wrong, Lancer?
止まっていては僧兵の名が泣こう。そちらが来ないのなら私が行くが。
You'd say that? Okay. Would you tarnish the name of all warriors of the spear by just standing there? If you're going to attack, then I will.
わざわざ死にに来るか。それは構わんが、その前に一つだけ聞かせろ。
Running to your death already? Fine by me, but let me ask you one thing first.
貴様の宝具。それは剣か。
Is your noble phantasm a sword? He phrases his question so bluntly. He glares as if trying to look through her.
さあどうかな。
Who can say? Seba, you're kind of being cheeky, but everyone kind of can figure out that you have a fucking sword.
旋風かもしれぬし、双剣かもしれぬ。いや、もしや弓かもしれんぞ、ランサー。
Might be a battle axe, a spear, or sword, perhaps even a bow.
抜かせセイバー。
Keep talking, Saber. Somehow this conversation seems to be amusing to him. This man, called Lancer, briefly lowers his spear. It looks as if he's saying he doesn't want to fight anymore. The girl seems puzzled by Lancer's move. But I know what his stance means. I remember the fight at school a few hours ago. It's a killer move that was supposed to have ended the battle.
ついでにもう一つ聞くがな。お互い初見だしよ。ここらで分けって気はないか。
I'm going to ask you one more thing. Since this is the first time we've met, want to call it even for now?
悪い話じゃないだろう。そら、あそこでほうけているお前のマスターは使い物にならんし、俺のマスターとて姿を晒せねえ大ふぬけときた。
Not a bad deal, right? Your master over there looks pretty useless. And my master is a big coward who won't even show it with their face.
ここはお互い万全の状態になるまで勝負を持ち越した方が好ましいんだが。
Don't you think it's in both our best interest to hold off fighting until we're in better conditions?
断る。あなたはここで倒れろ、ランサー。
I refuse. You will die here, Lancer.
そうかよ。たく、こっちはもともと様子見が目的だったんだぜ。
That's so.
出たとあっちゃ、長居する気はなかったんだが。
Man, I just came here to check things out. I wasn't going to stick around once the servant appeared. The air wavers. Their surroundings appear to distort. Lancer lowers his stance. A chill creeps into the air. The same thing happened earlier. Magical energy rumbles as it forms a vortex at the tip of the spear.
ホーグ、
An old phantasm. The girl readies her weapon and glares at her enemy. I don't need to speak up. She knows very well how dangerous the enemy is. She is the one confronting him.
じゃあな、そ
Yeah.
の心臓、もらい受ける。
Your heart is mine. The beast kicks the ground. A Lancer appears in front of the girl so quickly he may as well have teleported. He takes his spear and aims at her feet. Even to me, that seems like a poor choice. I can't see any way an attack would be effective with a spear pointed at the ground in front of her feet. Apparently thinking the same, the girl leaps over the spear toward Lancer, intent on striking him down, but at that moment...
ゲイ
Here it is! His words alone radiate immense magical energy.
ボルク
Game Bulge! We did it! We got there! We finally have gone there! Hell yeah! Game Bulge. The spear released from below angles towards the girl's heart. Her body hangs in the air. The blow sends her flying in a wide arc. She smashes heavily into the ground. She's bleeding. She had been unscathed until now, but her heart is pierced and she is bleeding profusely.
いや、今のは因果の逆転か。
A curse, or a reversal of fate. I'm just as bewildered. Watching from afar may have given me a better perspective on how bizarre the attack was. The spear had been aimed at her feet, I'm sure of that. But then it just changed direction, moving and stretching impossibly to pierce the girl's heart. Yet the spear itself neither stretched nor changed direction. It seemed, bizarrely, as if the spear had been thrust in her chest from the beginning, almost naturally. It wasn't as simple as the spear changing its trajectory and piercing the heart. The spear didn't change course. It altered truth itself to make that happen. The moment he spoke those words and released the spear, the intent of piercing her heart had been realized. Essentially, his attack reversed cause and effect. The result of the attack piercing the victim's heart is predetermined, so the spear's trajectory is merely an afterthought to establish the facts. The demonic splinter that breaks through all defenses. The moment it determines the target, the spear pierces the heart every time it's used without exception. How can anyone defend against such a completely insane attack? No matter what effort the target makes to evade, the spear will always pierce the heart, which makes it fatal. An accursed spear that always pierces the opponent when used. However, the girl evaded by a hair's breadth. The spear did penetrate her, but it didn't hit anything vital. Her actions in evading the spear seemed even more impossible than the spear itself. The moment the spear was thrust, the girl turned in reverse direction with an incredible effort of will and strength, as if she knew what was going to happen. She was either incredibly lucky, or had just enough protection to dampen the spear's curse. Whatever it is, the girl manages to avoid the fatal blow, and so survives Lancer's ultimate attack. The girl tries to get her labored breathing under control. Although she had been losing a lot of it, blood stopped seeping from her wound, meaning the wound itself is closing up. So this is what a truly extraordinary person can do. I knew she wasn't normal, but she is more than outstanding. In terms of her skills in the fight against Lancer, in terms of the incredible amount of magical energy used for every attack, her body recovering on its own, she is obviously superior to Lancer. But that's only up until now. She may be healing, even now, but her wounds are deep. If Lancer attacks now, she won't be able to defend herself. And yet, even though he's at an overwhelming advantage, Lancer doesn't move. He audibly grinds his teeth, and he glares at the girl. How the hell did you evade my fatal gay bulge, Saber? I can't not say it any other way, I'm sorry. Look, as the red in my beard will let you know, there's no other way I should say this. Although, I do shave so much that you can't actually see it. His voice seems to rumble up from the ground itself. You just say, gay bulge? So you're Ireland's child of light? Lancer's expression darkens. His hostility dissipates and he clicks his tongue in annoyance. Damn, I screwed that up. If I pull this move out, it's really gotta be fatal. Sometimes being famous is a bit of a pain, you know. The impressive mood lightens. I just want to note how short Saber looks. Look at her. Okay. The impressive mood lightens. Lancer no longer seems to have any intent of attacking the wounded girl. He turns his back as he walks to the corner of the yard. Now that my identity's been revealed, the usual servant rules say we should fight to the death. But like I said, my master is a coward. They're even telling me to retreat since my spear failed. You running away, Lancer? Yeah, follow if you like, Saber. Just know that if you do, I'll kill you. He lightly bounces off the ground. It's a wonder how agile he can be. But Lancer jumps effortlessly over the fence and disappears before anyone can stop him. Wait, Lancer! The injured young girl turns and starts running in pursuit. You've got to be kidding me. I cross the yard as fast as I can. If I don't stop her, she'll go after him and maybe get herself killed. It turns out I didn't need to chase after her. She tries to jump over the wall, but the moment she crushes to jump, she doubles over and grabs her chest. I hurry over to check on her. Well, I'd intended just approach and call out to her, but that went right out the window the moment I got near her. She is completely unbelievable. The shining silver armor she wears looks extremely heavy. The clothing she's wearing, dated as it is a bright, vivid blue. Never seen anything like it. No, her clothes are not what really enthralls me. She is absolutely beautiful. Her golden hair, illuminated by the moonlight, is extremely fine as spun gold. Her face is graceful, with a trace of innocence, and her smooth white skin all but glow in the moonlight. Mans is down bad. I'm speechless. Her beauty completely takes my breath away. How did this happen? Seeing a girl wounded in a fight made me absolutely furious. As I stand there gawking, the girl remains silent, her hand clamped over her chest. I managed to quit staring pretty quickly. She lifts her head and lets her hand fall from her chest, her pain seeming to have eased. She looks directly at me. I don't know quite how to respond to that gaze, but then I notice something. Your wound's gone? The spear missed her heart, but it did pierce her chest, yet there's no outward sign of a wound. I've heard there's a kind of healing magecraft, but she didn't seem to use anything like that. That must mean she can heal herself, no matter how wounded she is. My mind switches gears. I shouldn't be gawking at her. This girl's unbelievable, and I absolutely should not let my guard down around her until I know who she is and what's going on. Who the hell are you? I take a half step back as I ask the question. What do you mean? I'm Saber, a servant. You aren't the one who called me here, so you needn't ask. Saber, servant? Yes, so please, address me as Saber. She says it so casually. There's a touch of contempt in her tone, but it remains mostly gentle. And hearing her voice makes my head go blank. What? The hell am I getting agitated? E. That's a weird name. I cover my burning face with a hand and respond stupidly. I honestly don't know what else to say. Besides, how else would she respond when I ask her what the hell she is? It'd be rude for me not to respond. I'm Shiro. My name is Shiro Emiya, and I live here. There's something wrong with me. I'm saying the dumbest things. Well, she did give me her name. It's only polite that I give mine. I know I'm confused, but it's still important to remain rational no matter who I'm dealing with. The girl, Saber, just keeps watching me in my confusion. She moves not an inch. Forget all that. That's not what I'm asking. It's a... I know very well that you are not a typical master. Eh? Yeah. You are still my master. As long as we have formed a contract, I will not betray you. You need not be on your guard around me. Crap. I hear her, but I couldn't be more lost. The other thing standing out to me is that she keeps referring to me as master. Got it wrong, my name's not Master. Very well. Then I will call you Shiro. Yes, I like that better. It's funny that now that I think about it, the person that is Kudere is Saber. So... I'm thinking. Anyway. The moment she said my name, I thought my face might actually burst into flames. Isn't it a bit more normal to call someone by their last name when you first meet? You know, let me explain something to you. She's English. Wait, why did you choose to address me that? And then he finds out, ouch. A strange sensation tingles through my left hand. It's hot. The back of my hand is burning. And I am half tempted to... I was gonna go for a bit longer, but I'm actually exhausted from work. And I was trying to go far enough until like we saw us meet up with I can't think of her name. Osaka, Rin. I was trying to go far enough until we walked up into Rin with having Saber now. Because then I would have matched up to where I'm at to where the prologue was. And I don't know if any of the routes will continue, like, if any of my choices matter until after past the prologue. I don't know. I've been saving just in case. But I'll save right here. And then I'll just continue here next time. And I don't know if I'll be drawing this Friday or I might just be playing more Fate. I don't know. But I will note, I do quite enjoy reading things aloud, so I might try. I had a thought earlier to think of just doing some audiobooks for like free books that are like, you know, not royalty. Or just thinking about doing something like that. Or if there's just anywhere I can just do audiobooks for fun. And definitely think one of the things I would probably definitely read would be like Alice in Wonderland. I'm gonna get some sleep. Take it easy. You have a good one, y'all.